o'clock. Today's date is February the 28th, 2024. This is the non-mandatory pre-bid for project number RFP-24-24669. Some housekeeping matters. My name is James Wonderly. I will be the lead on this project. Just also, the project was published on February the 16th, 2024. Today's date is February 28th for the non-mandatory pre-proposal meeting. And this project will close on March 22nd, 2024 at 2 p.m. unless otherwise changed by addendum. So today's, I'm going to provide, I have a paper document. If you have the paper document, I'm going to identify the paragraph numbers. That would be, let's call it submissions, other documents that are of key interest to you. It's important that you read the entire document, but I'm going to drill into the actual, let's say, the meat of the document for you to make a submission. The county is using Bonfire as our project file for your submission. It is also the file that you're going to use for submitting messages. So if you have a message that you have a concern over a paragraph, you'd want to put it in the messages, identify the paragraph number, the page number, and what your specific concern is. We have already posted messages on the board. We've already had proposer questions, and we provide county replies. So what I'm going to do is, since we have a lot of people, we'll have introductions. So I'm James Wonderly with Hillsborough County Procurement. And now just staff, if you can identify who you are for today's meeting, please. Okay, you're on mute.
Thank you, Jim. Tim Scott. I work for Enterprise Solutions Quality Assurance and for Hillsborough County.
Thank you. Christine.
Hello, this is Chris Compton, and I work for the clerk in the accounting and budget department.
Okay, thank you. Michelle.
And hi, this is Michelle Decker. I'm the Chief Information Officer for the clerk's office.
Thank you. Hello, Debbie, you're on mute.
Following Tim's lead, I'm Debbie Benavides, Director of Enterprise Solutions and Quality Assurance.
Great, thank you. Okay, one point also is that I failed to identify the project title is Oracle Cloud Supplemental Services. Are there any other county staff? We have so many vendors out there that will forego introductions there. Are we good on staff now?
This is Zidania Alfonso. I am with the clerk's office, IT department.
Okay, is there anybody else?
This is Rick Van Arsdal, the clerk's office, finance.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, like I was saying, I have the paper document in front of me. You may have the paper document or you may have it on your screen, but I'm going to identify the page number, the paragraph that you should be aware of. Page 1, it provides solicitation numbers. It provides the title, gives a brief description, and it provides my name, my email address, and my phone number. It also identifies that we are under a cone of silence. Being under a cone of silence, you are not allowed to reach out to any county employees. If there are any vendors out there that are current Oracle providers with the county, the only discussions you can have is under the current Oracle system and cannot ask questions related to this RFP. Are there any questions? Okay, page 2. Paragraphs 1.1 and 1.2 provide background and scope of the project. What's key here is that paragraph 1.2.2. This provides an overview of both the county and the clerk as far as the systems. Now, so we're on page 2. Here are 3 paragraphs that are key to the submission of your proposals. Paragraph 1.3.1, that is a submission. You're going to identify, it says, shall demonstrate recent successful experience. Paragraph 1.3.2 is a submission. It identifies shall have proof of being an Oracle certified partner and have extensive experience with Oracle. Paragraph 1.3.3 says shall provide and submit with their proposal all required documents as evidence of being Oracle certified partner authorized to provide Oracle support, along with a list of modules and the proposer is certified in. Okay. Page 3. Even though this is over 55 plus pages, we're not going to go every single page. Okay, so we're on page 3. Paragraph 1.3.4 is a submission. It says shall be registered with the state of Florida. So if you can provide a copy of your SunBiz registration with the state of Florida, that would be great. Paragraph 1.3.5 says shall provide a minimum of 3 references. I do believe later in the document it says 5 references. So between 3 to 5 references, because the county, one of the evaluation committee members will be calling on all references and will provide a report during the evaluation process. Okay. I'm going to skip over to page 5. Page 5, paragraph 1.5. This is the minimum requirements, and it is at this time that if you have someone that wants to lead from ESQA or someone that wants to lead from the clerk's office to give a general purpose of this RFP, we cannot stray from what's in writing, but you can give a general overview. And who would like to start first? And this covers pages 5 through 10.
So Jim.
Okay.
So what we can do here is essentially we moved to Oracle Cloud a couple 3 years ago. We're up. We're live. We have been for probably close to 2 years now. And what we're looking to do here is essentially, I always kind of break it down like this. You know, you have all different types of things going on in the county, from trucks and transportation all the way to computer systems. So while we have staff on both sides, from the clerk's office and the county's office, that are versed in Oracle and cloud, you know, there was a decision made that we'd also like to bring in some supplemental support services in the event we should need or require any additional services in any of the modules that we currently have. So it's in some ways it's an as needed or an as needed type contract, where we're looking for a vendor to come in and be able to apply certain disciplines to our application in order to assist, whether it be something that's a break fix, something that's part of the application, or some type of an enhancement that we may or may not want to work on in the future. And we're a large county. We have most of the major modules, HCM, payroll, time and labor, procurement, all the financial stuff, Oracle risk management, EPM. So we quite frankly have quite a bit, and we're essentially looking for someone to come in and work with us. Like I said, when we either have something that we need some help on, if it's a break fix, day-to-day type support, and or the enhancement area. So, and we're not looking for a contractor to come in and essentially run the show or tell us what we need, or take charge of what we're doing. You know, we have support apparatus in place. We're looking to supplement that. So I'm not going to go through every single paragraph here, because I think it probably, instead of me going over this and everyone listening to me, after you go through the rest of your piece, if we have specific questions from the contractors that they want to ask, I think it would be easier if we just go ahead and let them ask those when you get done with yours, with your piece. And then that way we can just hone in on where the real questions may be versus just listening to me repeat everything that they probably already have read.
At this point, hey, Tim, and everyone that's in attendance, are there any questions at this point? Okay, there's no questions at this point. Tim, do you want to add anything, or the clerk's office?
Nope, I don't want to add anything other than that all the county staff, just so everyone knows and it's clear that any county or clerk staff that's on the phone today are not part of the evaluation team. And that's all I had, Jim.
Thank you. Alrighty. And then to remind everyone, as far as the proposers, if you do have any questions or concerns after this meeting or even during the meeting, you have to put it in writing. And because nothing that is said here today is applicable, it's informative, but what's in the document in writing is what is enforceable. Okay, I'm going to move forward. On page 10, paragraph 1.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.3, 0.4, pricing. You're going to find in the bonfire there are 3 lines of pricing. It requires that the proposer submission completes each line. That would be your hourly rate. And that's going to be for a total aggregate of 3,000 hours. It'll have a line identified as Tier 1 support, Section A. That's a 500 hours. Tier 2 on the price line would be 2,000 hours, and Tier 3 support is 500 hours. So it's an aggregate of 3,000 hours. Okay. Now each subsequent renewal will be renewed at 3,000 hours. So this contract, when we get to the paragraph, it's a 1-year contract with 2 1-year renewals. Okay, page 11. Paragraph 2.1, evaluation and selection process, which is always near and dear to everyone that is in attendance. The evaluation process is designed to award a contract to the proposer with the best combination of attributes as demonstrated in the proposal scores. Paragraph 2.1.2 talks about the evaluation procedures. I'm going to go ahead and go to page 12. Page 12 provides the criteria points-wise. We have a maximum points for cost of 30. We have a maximum cost for experience of 35. And as you can see, I apologize, for tab A 35, which is project management experience, technical experience, client satisfaction, and scalability and adaptability. And then you also have tab B, a maximum of 35 points. As you see in the grid, there is an area for bonus points, 5 bonus points. Page 34, paragraph 4.16.2 provides instructions of how to submit for bonus points. Okay, page 13. Page 13, the requirements. We're looking at paragraph 2.2. So paragraph 2.2.1, and this is extremely important for you because this is going to be the meat of your proposal. When you lay out your proposal, think of having 7 committee members that are looking at X number of proposals that they would lay in front of them. So you want to lay out your proposal so that way you restate the question. So you can probably identify your initial question as 2.2.1.1.1 project management experience. And as you see below, there are all the questions that the county is seeking. So if you can put your question and your response, question, response. That way it helps the committee members review your proposal with a greater understanding. That goes from page 13, 14, and page 15. Are there any questions? Okay, paragraph 2.3 on page 15. It's very important that you take pages 15, 16, 17, 18 to your insurance agent asking for a free quote, because you don't want to buy the insurance, because if you do not prevail with an award, we can't reimburse you for any costs preparing the proposal or obtaining insurance. Look, the only liability coverage that is identified in on page 18, paragraph 2.3.12.8, cyber liability is required. Ready? But as I named off all the pages up to page 19 for insurance, beginning on page 15, that gives you all the language that your insurance agent wants to review. Ready? Page 19, paragraph 2.4, understand that this is an optional provision for other agencies. So if there's other agencies in the state of Florida, they have the ability to piggyback off of this contract. Paragraph 2.5 is a pre-proposal conference today. That pre-proposal conference was published to the county webpage as a media notice. I also provided in messages notification of how to get there, and if the link within this document you had issues, also how to get there from just basically going to the web. Paragraph 2.6, if you're awarded this contract, there is a escalation clause, but it's not an automatic escalation clause. So this is a 1-year contract with 2 1-year renewals. So the first year of the contract, be very cautious that it says the contractor shall submit no later than 90 days prior to the annual anniversary date your request for a CPI increase. So if the county is going to renew, make sure that that is with us 90 days prior to the anniversary date, which is the first date of the contract period. Now, that's not to say that the county elects not to renew, but for the contractors, make sure you get that documentation to us. And that's if you're awarded the contract. Page 20, paragraph 2.8, the contract period. It reinforces the fact that this is a 1-year contract. Page 20, paragraph 2.10, we also have a purchasing council. These are entities within the local area of Tampa, Florida, that can piggyback off of this contract. That runs to page 21. On page 21, paragraph 2.11, ordering. The contractor, you will not proceed with any work until a PO is issued. There is instructions that is between pages 5 to 10 that identifies task orders that the department will issue to the awarded contractor. But first, what they'll do is they'll provide a scope of what the department, whether it's the clerk's office or ESCO, which is county, of what you're seeking. And then they'll enter into negotiations as far as the scope of the project, of the fix, the number of hours. But remember, your hourly rate will be fixed. It's not a variable rate. Are there any questions at this point? Page 22. Page 22, paragraph 2.12. That verifies that there are 2 additional 1-year renewal periods at the same price, terms, and conditions. Ready? And I'm going to skip over to page 28. And I'm going to cherry pick paragraphs. Paragraph 3.38, solicitation document. Shall mean the solicitation issued for the county for goods, services, and work, and shall include definitions, instructions, general terms, and conditions, special terms and conditions, insurance, bond requirements, specification requirements, and amendments. There are no bond requirements on this project. I know that will probably be a question. So there's no bonds. There's no bid bond, no performance bond. But understand that as I read paragraph 3.38, this document is the terms, conditions, and it is the agreement. If there is any proposer out there when you make your submission and you bury any terms and conditions in your response, or you attach your agreement to your response, then you will be out. That would be material deviation. So if you want to be a viable candidate to be evaluated and scored, you will simply provide responses as requested in the document. You will provide your submissions and you will provide your fixed pricing. And there are 3 lines of pricing. If you were to only provide 2 lines of pricing and did not price the 3rd line, that would be a deviation. Does everyone understand? I prefer to be up front. Page 29, paragraph 4.0. Bid and 4.1, that would be bid submissions. The county shall only accept offers through its electronic bidding system, Bonfire. If you were to mail your bid to us and say, I sent it a week prior to the bid opening, we can't accept it. Paragraph 4.1.2. Offers delivered by non-electronic means, facsimile, electronic mail, email, or electronic means other than through the county's electronic bidding system will not be considered. Are there any questions? Page 30. Paragraph 4.3, award of contract and rejections of bids. A contract, if awarded, will be awarded to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder in accordance with the solicitation documents and applicable law. So there will be only one award. Hello?
Just I'm used to having cassettes, you know.
I did not understand. Okay. Okay, let's see, page 30, paragraph 4.3.5. The county clerk anticipates one award as a result of this request for proposal. Page 31, paragraph 4.4. This is a key submission. Pricing must be quoted only in the spaces provided in this solicitation document. No other forms will be accepted. When applicable, all prices quoted are to be free on board FOB to the job site. So it's going to be location in Hillsborough County, FOB destination. So Bonfire is going to allow you to access an Excel document, and it's going to have 3 lines of pricing on there for your hourly rates. Okay, page 33, paragraph 4.14. Just as on page 1, it talks about the cone of silence. There's the cone of silence, which really has the paragraph which goes into depth related to the cone of silence. Cone of silence goes into effect the moment a project is published, and only communication to me can be performed from outside sources. When I receive your information through messages, I look at it, evaluate if it's a procurement concern or if it has to do with the substance of the project. If it has to do with the substance of the project, I elevate that to the project manager, the advisor, and then I communicate with the advisor, and then I respond back as I have in the current messages. Paragraph 4.15, here's where I was talking about deviations. It said only offers which conform in all material respect to this solicitation document will be accepted. The county may reject any offer not submitted in the manner specified in the solicitation document. So, I mean, it's your business decision, but if you submit changes to our terms and conditions, you submit a separate agreement, you know, and we're not buying software, we're acquiring a consulting service. So be very, very careful. Page 34. Page 34, paragraph 4.16. This is for anybody that is seeking to apply for bonus points. And it gives you instructions. The instructions go from page 34, ending on page 40. Are there any questions? Okay, I'm jumping over to page 40. Paragraph 4.17. This is a submission. It's an optional submission. The form is attached to files and Bonfire. What this does is the drug-free workplace is that if there is a tie, all things equal, then whoever has the drug-free form will break the tie. Any questions? Page 42, paragraph 4.23, Hillsborough County business tax. This would be a submission. If your business is within the confines of Hillsborough County, let's say you have a brick and mortar office, you have to have a business tax. So you would want to provide a copy of that with your submission. Paragraph 4.25, IRS substitute W-9. The county has W-9 attached to the files section of Bonfire. Please fill that out and return it with your submission. 4.26, submission. As in the front of the document, talks about your qualifications to being an Oracle license provider. Please provide your license and any applicable license related to your consulting services. Are there any questions? Page 45, paragraph 4.35, submittal deadline. Offers must be submitted, or offeror must submit its offer prior to the time specified in the close date. Late offers will not be accepted. Please do not call me 5 minutes before 2 o'clock saying that you're having technical difficulties. I'm going to give you an email address and I'm going to give you an 800 phone number. So if you have technical difficulties, it will be bonfire at hcfl.gov or 800-354-8010. That's if you're having technical difficulties. Remember, in the front of the document, page 1, it has my email address and it has my phone number. But we prefer any communication through the messages in Bonfire. All righty? Any questions? Page 51, paragraph 5.12.1. This is a submission. This is the AAEEO form, which is attached to Bonfire files. If you can fill that out and attach that with your submission, it would be greatly appreciated. Reason being is, let's say we go to the evaluation, we score, we identify through the price and your score points a person that rises to the top. I would have to reach out to that company to seek the W-9, seek your AAEEO, but if those forms are in my possession, it just helps us move quicker in the process. There will be a media notice sent out once this project closes, and the close date, let me reiterate, is March 22, 2024 at 2 p.m. So unless otherwise changed by an amendment. So anyways, shortly after the project closes, I'll be reviewing all proposals. And then once my review is complete, I'll release them to the committee members. The committee members will be signing a confidentiality form or a conflict of interest form. If they have no conflicts with any of the proposing entities, they'll click they have no issues, and then they'll be able to have access to the proposals. I'll be scheduling a meeting in which it will be a virtual meeting. It's a hybrid in which the committee members will be in attendance. Any outside firm will be able to access that committee scoring meeting just as you have accessed this pre-proposal meeting to view the proceedings in open government. Alrighty. So anyways, so that's paragraph 5.12.1 as a submission. The last page I'm going to jump to is page 62, the last page. Paragraph 5.31, starting of the work. The contractor will start work and or project on the date determined by the county in its purchase order or notice to proceed. There will not be a notice to proceed. The county will issue a blanket purchase agreement. And the county, the clerk's office or ESQA will issue task orders, where they'll identify a project that has come up. They'll interact with the consultant, whether it's on the clerk side, because the clerk is separate from the county. They will be independent of reaching out to the consultant. The county will be independent reaching out to the consultant. So what will happen is when they actually determine the number of hours, the scope of the project, and the consultant's able to perform those services, that's when a PO, a purchase order, will be issued against the blanket. All right. One thing too to note is that this project will be going to the Board of County Commissioners. So once we finish the evaluation and scoring and proposer rises to the top for both price points and evaluation points, then the committee chair will perform an evaluation summary or an executive summary, which is a recommendation for award. That recommendation will be posted to the county website as the county's intent to award. And if there are no protests, then the county will go to board award. So that's getting ahead of ourselves, but I just wanted you to be aware of the process. Okay, now are there any questions from county staff or any proposer that has attended this meeting today? Okay, I don't hear anything. Going once, going twice. Okay, then I'm going to indicate that this meeting is now closed, and I'm going to stop the recording and log out. One last chance. Any questions? Okay, I think
Jim,
everyone.
can I make one statement?
Sure.
Okay, just to go back, since there aren't any questions, I just want to highlight one thing for everyone to look at when they're going through, is when you go through the scope and you're looking at, what we're looking for, the break fix, the enhancements and things like that, you're going to come across the requirements section, which we call it like the narrative questionnaire internally, but page 13, 14, and half of 15, please note that those are the specific questions that you need to answer that are going to basically create and become the bulk of your response. So I just wanted to highlight that that is very important to make sure that you annotate and you go through those. You don't miss that. It's the most critical section. And then the only other thing I would say is if you, as you're going through this document, if you do catch anything or see anything, as Jim stated, we do appreciate it if you send in the questions, as Jim stated, in writing to Jim, and we would like time to work on anything like that. So it's always the sooner the better. But we'll wait and see what everyone has. But if there are any questions, please submit them to Jim and give us a little bit of time to work on them and get a response back out to you. And that's all I had, Jim.
And the one thing that's really important too, let me go back to it, that let me find it. It's the pages, number of pages. Everyone must be aware that, and let me find it real quick, that there's a page limitation for your responses. Let me find it. Bear with me, please. There it is. For all on page 11, paragraph 2.1.2. The very last note in that paragraph says, note, proposers' responses to each criteria in tab A and tab B shall be limited to 10 pages each. Okay? So it doesn't state front or back. So a page, in this case, would be a piece of paper. So 10 pages, so you can have your information on the front and back. Or if it's just, let's say you have a Word document and you've got, then there should be just 10 pieces of paper for tab A, 10 pieces for tab B. Are there any questions? Okay, like I said, on page 13, like Tim was saying, there's questions there. If you can accurately identify tab A, restate the question, and if you can put the paragraph number, that will help the evaluation committee members, because they're going to look at this RFP document and they already have a copy of it. So they're going to be not only looking at the paper document possibly, or an electronic document, to compare with what you're submitting, right? To see how detailed you are. Alrighty, anyways, are there any other questions?
Are you going to send a recording of this? Are we going to send a link for the recording of this session?
Are we going to, anyone that asks for a copy of the recording, like, we can make that available, but you have to ask for it in writing, please.
Okay.
Alrighty, cool. Are there any other questions?
Hi, James. Good morning. This is Karna from Krasen Consulting Services. So actually, I have a question regarding the certification compliance. I mean, our firm is DBA and MBA, WE certified in the state of Illinois, but we are not certified in the state of Florida. But in the solicitation document, I see that reciprocal certification is accepted. So what kind of reciprocal certification is accepted? Could you please answer me?
Yes, what I do not have the phone number for economic development. And let me look real quick. There should be instructions within that paragraph. Have you read the paragraph?
Yeah, I have gone through it, but I did not clearly understand what type of reciprocal certification is accepted. I mean, do you accept the certification from NMSDC?
Okay, what I will do with everyone on the line, I'm going to send a message to everybody through Bonfire. I will obtain the phone number to the people that run that program, economic development. So I'll hook you up with a name, phone number, and an email address. Will that work for you?
Sure,
Okay.
definitely. It works. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. I'll post that in Bonfire later on today. All right.
Sure, definitely. We'll do that. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Are there any other questions? Okay, I believe this was a fruitful session. I thank everyone for your interest with Hillsborough County in this project. I'm going to go ahead and close the meeting. The time is now 10:39. Again, the date is February the 28th, 2024. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.